when you do benchmarks with the VPU compared to software, obviously H.264 is much less compute intensive than HEVC, and HEVC is less compute intensive than AV1. So if you're going to benchmark H.264, it's roughly about a 7 to 10x improvement VPU to CPU. 7 and 10x. And, as always, there can be a case where it's a little bit less. There can be cases where it's higher, but, and so that's where we get our 10x, improvement from.
Yeah.
When you go to HEVC, that becomes about 20x roughly. Again, it can be, 12, 14, 15 to 20, 22, but, somewhere in there. When you go to AV1, it's like 40x. Well, so, so then the discussion internally was, okay, we are accurate to claim a 40x improvement, because if you look at AV1, like that's, and, there were certain people who were like, 40x. And I said, guys, like, no one will believe us, number one. And then they're going to, another encoding vendor, don't even need to talk to those guys. They must be crazy, And I said, you know what? Even a 10x will make people's jaws drop and go, that sounds too good to be true, but let's go check it out. So that's why most of our marketing material, you'll see both 10x and 20x, sometimes based on kind of when the message was written and where our state of mind was at the time. And other times there's very specific reasons, but a lot of times you'll see 10x, because if I can bring anybody a 10x improvement, they're going to be, well, I need to validate it. But if this is true, sign me up, huge. And then when they find they might actually be getting a 20 or 30 or 40x, they're just like, they want to hug and kiss you. It's like, this is amazing. So
it's trust. You've been, I don't know if you've been on the other side, but I have. And it's people will tell you what you want to hear, so they get your business, and then they get you trapped in contracts. And it was the bane of, I think, everyone who's done this has been stuck with this contractor who said they would do a thing, and they made a promise, and it was hard to validate, and you trusted them, and then they didn't deliver. I think people, I've been burned so many times, and I get it. I get why you're like, that can't be true. Yeah, but it is. So you gotta get out of your comfort zone and trust people, because you're right with the VPUs. We've been looking into them. We have, our clients are all excited. We're excited to use them. They're a revolution. They really are. They're going to unlock so many things I don't think people see now, because when you get to those efficiencies, all of a sudden HEVC isn't as much of a problem as you thought it was to work with. That's right. It's faster. That's right. You don't have to spend $4 or $5 in the cloud to transcode that. You can put that in an on-prem PC that doesn't cost much, and you can start encoding HEVC at pennies. You went from dollars to pennies.
Correct.
And it adds up when you do 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 transcodes all at $5 each. That number is so big that people are like, that's not worth it. Yeah. And now I'm like, no, that's going to cost you 5 cents each. You're like, oh, well, that's nothing. Like, it is nothing.
Really? So that's impossible. You're like, no. It's totally
trust me. And then we have to build POCs. We're doing that right now, where we have a bunch of customers we're going to build these POCs for to prove that what we say is true, because it is. It's unbelievable. But that's how you build trust. You talk, you're knowledgeable, and then you like, all right, well, let me show you. We'll do something for you, and we'll kind of prove it to you. And there's many exciting things happening, and VPUs is one of the ones that we're excited to help out with, because it really is. It's going to unlock a lot of things for a lot of our partners.